Good morning, J24/7! It's our absolute pleasure to have you joining us today for this special presentation recorded live from our studios at Raffy Place, Sussex, England. You join us today for our awards ceremony highlighting some of the heroes of faith. We're so glad that you could join us, and we hope that you could stick around for all of the action. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please get on up out of your seats and be upstanding for Scotland's finest. It's Major Stretch and his faithful dog, Skipper.
You thought I was going to do it, didn't you? I wasn't. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our morning exercises. Are you ready? Let's go, let's hit the music.
Okay.
Woo! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, J24/7, get up off the floor. Get up off your sofas, because it's time to get active. Woo! I made you stretch, so we need to do some stretching today. Let's stretch to the right. Stretch to the right. Very good. Stretch to the left. Stretch to the left. If it helps to put in your mind, imagine you're pushing an invisible wall. Stretch to the right. Stretch to the right. And then to the left. Oh, push that wall. Stretch to the left. Very good, J24/7. Shake yourselves off. And then we're going to have a little wee dance. Hey, ho, hey. Add the clap if you're feeling confident. Oh yeah. That's very good, J24/7. Skipper, I love that. You see how much your ears flap? Right, I think it's time that we reach forwards and wiggle those fingers. Let's reach forwards and wiggle those fingers. Very good, J24/7. Imagine that I can see you waving at me. Now let's do some waving. You wave at me, I'll wave at you. You wave at me, I'll wave at you. That's fantastic. That's called teamwork right there. That's teamwork. Now, speaking of teamwork, Skips, let's give us a high five. Hoo-yah! And another one. Hoo-yah! Yeah, it's a big 10. Can you do that? Oh yeah, of course you can. My little dog can do anything. Right, one last stretch before we finish. Stretch to the right. Stretch to the right. And to the left. Stretch to the left. Very good. Woo. Let's just have a little wee dance, shall we? Woo. Are you ready, J24/7? We're going to spin round. Come on. There we go. Ah, we're spinning now. We're cooking with gas. Okay. I'm getting a little bit wee lightheaded, so J24/7, it's time for us to sing to Jesus. So you ready with me? Get up. That's it, and you up. Because we're going to sing in 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Gives me what I need. He gives me what
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the J247 Heroes of Faith Awards Show. This morning we will be giving out the award for the best leading lady for one of our heroes of faith. This lady was a prophet, a judge and a leader of a nation at a very critical time. She showed bravery in circumstances which caused many of her commanders to doubt. However, she trusted God and won a great victory. The award for the leading lady goes to Deborah. Woohoo!
Hey J247 and welcome to week 3 of our theme Heroes of Faith. This week our hero of faith is Deborah and she appears in the book of Judges. So our memory verse for today is Judges 4 verse 14 and it says, "Get ready, this is the day the Lord will give you victory over Sisera, for the Lord is marching ahead of you." We're now going to find out why Deborah is our hero of faith this week.
Good morning, J247. How are you? Have you got your booklets with you? Have you? If you have, please fill them out and put Deborah in your study guide. Beth has told us that Deborah is our hero for the day, for our leading lady, and Rin has told us that Judges 4:14 is our memory verse today. If you have your booklets, keep them up to date. Let's discover Deborah's story. Let's find out why she's our hero for today. Her story is found in Judges 4, but there's two things you need to know about Deborah before we start. One is Deborah is a prophet from God. Deborah hears God speak and she tells other people. Deborah is a prophet. The second thing you need to know about Deborah is that Deborah is a judge. At this time, Israel was ruled by judges, people who received complaints or questions or queries from the Israelite people and then who made a judgment as to what the best course of action would be. Deborah was the leader of Israel at that time. She was their judge. Deborah's a prophet, Deborah's a judge. Here we go. Judges 4. Let's start our story in verse 3. And we start our story by meeting the villain of the piece, our baddie. He's called Sisera, and he's a very nasty man. Sisera, who had 900 iron chariots, ruthlessly oppressed the Israelites for 20 years. Then the people of Israel cried out to the Lord for help. Deborah, the wife of Lapidoth, was a prophet who was judging Israel at that time. She would sit under the palm of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites would go to her for judgment. One day she sent for Barak, son of Abinoam, who lived in Kadesh, the land of Naphtali. She said to him, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, commands you. Call out 10,000 warriors from the tribes of Naphtali, Zebulun, at Mount Tabor. And I will call out Sisera, the commander of Jabin's army, and along with his chariots and warriors to the Kishon River. There I will give you victory over him." Barak told her, "I will go, but only if you go with me." "Very well," she replied, "I will go with you, but you will receive no honour for this venture, for the Lord's victory over Sisera will be at the hands of a woman." So Deborah went with Barak to Kadesh. At Kadesh, Barak called together the tribes of Zebulun and Naphtali, and 10,000 warriors went up with him. Deborah also went with him. Now Heber the Kenite, a descendant of Moses' brother-in-law, Hobab, had moved away from other members of his tribe and pitched his tent by the oak of Zananim near Kadesh. When Sisera was told that Barak, the son of Abinoam, had gone up to Mount Tabor, he called for all of his 900 of his chariots and all of his warriors, and they marched up to Harosheth Hagoyim to the Kishon River. Then Deborah said to Barak, "Get ready. This is the day that the Lord will give you victory over Sisera, for the Lord is marching ahead of you." So Barak led his 10,000 warriors down the slopes of Mount Tabor into battle. When Barak attacked, the Lord threw Sisera and all his chariots and warriors into a panic. Sisera leapt down from his chariot and escaped on foot. Then Barak chased the chariots and the enemies all the way to Harosheth Hagoyim, killing all of Sisera's warriors. Not a single one was left alive. My word, there's a lot in there, isn't there? And we need to recap a few things. Deborah's a prophet. Deborah's the judge. Deborah calls Barak to her. Barak is a commander of the army, and she says, get 10,000 troops. This nasty man, Sisera, who's been oppressing our people for 20 years, the Lord is going to give you victory over him. Now, at this point, it would be wonderful if Barak went, yeah, let's do this. God's going to give us the victory. But he doesn't. He says, well, I'll go, but only if you come with me. It's tempting at this point to say Barak was a really bad person. He should have just trusted God. And why didn't he just go? Because God had told him. But I understand Barak and his hesitation, because if we're honest, aren't we all like Barak at times? Don't we all hear what God says and then kind of go, God, how can this happen? It happens a lot in Scripture, and it's completely understandable. But what we should say about Barak is, yes, although he did not do what he was told to do with great faith, because he said, Deborah, will you come with me? He's fearful. And Deborah's not like a military chief, not a great known fighter. She's a judge and she's a prophet. It's very clear what she is. It's also quite clear what she isn't. When it gets listed that 10,000 warriors went with him to Mount Tabor, it then says Deborah also went with him. She's not listed amongst the warriors. That's not what she's there for. Deborah's there for moral support for Barak. But Barak, facing his fears, knowing that God had told him something, but still he was struggling to believe it, did it anyway. He did the right thing regardless. Barak doubted, but still took action. I hope that when I'm in situations like Barak, where I doubt, I still take the right action. Actually, Barak did the right thing, even though he thought the wrong thing. Anyway, the victory will not be ascribed to you, Barak. Actually, a woman's going to get the credit for this victory. Do you remember it said at the end of the story that Sisera and all of his army and his 900 chariots were thrown into a panic and they all ran away? Well, the army were all defeated by Barak's army, but Sisera escaped. And Sisera ran away up the hill till he found a tent. And in that tent was a lady called Jael. And Jael invited him in because he begged to be hidden from this army that was chasing him. Well, she invited him into the tent, gave him a drink, let him lie down under a rug. And you know what? He got so comfortable under that rug, Sisera, and he was so exhausted from the battle, and he's running away from the battle, that he fell asleep. And Jael won the victory at that point for her army, for Barak and the army, the children of Israel. Because as Sisera slept, she killed him. Wow. Two ferocious and fierce and very, very bold women leaders in this story. Deborah, who leads the warriors out to battle, despite the fact that she's not a warrior. She's a judge and a prophet. And Jael, who's just looking after her tent, kills the captain or the commander of the enemy army. That's an incredible story of bravery from two very, very brave women today. Now, victories over enemies and victories over things that are troubling us and sometimes oppressing us for a long period of time is not something that is limited to Bible stories. Today, our psalm that we're going to discuss in our groups in your home today is Psalm 118. It is a psalm of victory, and I'm going to ask you today to read through it and pray through it together as a group. God's victory is still relevant for you today. It's not limited to stories from the past. So let's read through and let's pray for God's victory in your lives today. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that your groups went well. I hope that you enjoyed reading through and praying through Psalm 118. Let's remind ourselves of our memory verse for today. It's from Judges 4, verse 14. It says, "Get ready. This is the day that the Lord will give you victory over Sisera. The Lord is marching ahead of you." And for you today, what I would love for you to remember is that whatever circumstances you're in and whatever things may be troubling you, remember that the Lord is marching ahead of you. Have a wonderful week, and I wonder what craft Beryl has got for us. See you next week. Bye. Hello children, it's me, Beryl, the crayon, and I'm here to tell you about the craft that's available for you to download from our website, kf.church/online. Get your grown-ups to click the parent tab and they'll find all sorts of things there for you. I hope that you have a great time doing the craft, and if you enjoy it and you're proud of what you've done, can you send us a photo to children@kingdomfaith.com? Thank you so much. We do love seeing your happy smiling faces. Speaking of which, let's take a look at what you did last week. Ho-ho! Here we go!
Hi J247, I'm Isabel. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed learning about Deborah. Wasn't she an incredible woman? Let's remember this week that the Lord is marching ahead of us. I wish you a great week and I see you next Sunday. Bye, God bless you.